Right now, indeed.
Here we are.
Right now.
We're all here and we're all safe.
Safe, that's right.
We survived October.
Oh man. Yeah, indeed. Yes, we did. We survived, and in some ways we thrived, right?
Yes, we did. I now also understand the other side of being in Salem as a business owner.
Oh, wow, right?
Holy cow, my hat's off to all of you that have been running and making this all a fun, wonderful place for not just psychics, but for our guests, safe and healthy. All I can say is, holy moly.
Yeah.
I slept 2 days straight.
I believe you. Yeah, it is. And this year, it had additional challenges too.
Oh, yes.
It really did. So, thank you, Karen. Karen mentioned that she loved the book. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate that. So, yeah. It was very different without our usual event. I almost feel like we didn't really have an October because we didn't do our usual, we did not do the morning tea. We did not host the dumb supper. We didn't have the witches ball. I mean,
I didn't see you.
October?
I don't think, did I even see you in October? That was
a little bit.
Yeah, just this much. It was like, usually there's so many things we do, and it was just insane.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say, good things, wonderful things came out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful things. My business partner's engaged. Yay to Tim and Vinny.
Yep. Congrats to them.
Congrats to them. And like I said, I learned a lot, and we came out of it alive, all of us.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And there are always lessons to be learned in October, always.
Yes, I learned a lot.
Yep. And I feel like this one had a lot of very difficult challenges. Personally, I felt very challenged. I felt like there were constant curveballs that I needed to react to. It really showed a lot of people's true colors, which can also be very difficult. I think the Tower would be an apt card for October, based on the shattering of illusions and, tearing down, what doesn't work in favor of building something that works. And I think there are definitely a lot of parallels there. So it was a revealing time.
Yes, it was. But now the star.
Yeah.
Let that healing come in.
Indeed.
Lessons learned, and we grow from that, right? Mm-hmm. I hope.
And that's really, honestly, that's my favorite card.
Yes.
That's my favorite card. It really is. I just have a really soft spot in my heart for that card. It's not necessarily, I identify with a number of different cards. At different times, I identify with the Queen of Swords, or I identify with the High Priestess. But the star is like my inner card. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think outer people would, might place me with a different card, even Justice perhaps. But inside it's the star.
Yes. We all have that card that we relate to and focus on. I've been working with the Empress for a while.
Mm. You also have a lot with the Chariot.
Yes, I do. And I find that I always just said, well, I'm a Cancer, of course. But there's more to it. You just keep on digging. That I think, us cardinal signs, as you had said before, we are definitely wonderful manifestors. We can manifest. We can we are the catalyst.
Mhm.
We are the beginning, but we also need those supporting suits around us that are going to help us
Yep.
take that idea and keep on kindling that flame.
Yep. My saving grace is that my rising sign is Taurus, so that I actually have a fixed, my rising sign is fixed. And that way I can actually do follow through. Some cardinal signs really, really struggle with follow through.
Yes.
But my Taurus rising helps me follow through. So that's a blessing. Definitely a blessing. I think that's also why I'm not the typical wishy-washy Libra. A lot of people talk about Libras can't make decisions. Libras blow like the wind and they go this way and that. And it's like, that's really never been me. I think my Taurus rising anchors me. And I've always really been like, I see what I want, I know what I want, and I go for it, So it's more, I think that I definitely lean in to that rising sign, definitely. And you have Aquarius rising.
I am Sag rising, and I have a Virgo moon. And I didn't really realize what having a Virgo moon meant, that I can be a little bit of a control freak.
You can be a stickler for the things that want
matter, the things that I want. Mm-hmm. And my Sag rising, I think that's my fun. That gets me up in the morning. It gives me the push, the creativity that I need. And it is definitely my spark to life, but it's also my biatch side too.
I think it's great that astrology is having such a renaissance right now. So many people are getting to understand not only their sun sign, but also, the rest of their chart. It's really helping them understand why they make the decisions they make, why they do the things they do. I think it's very cool. And I'm happy to be a part of that.
Yes.
Happy to be supporting that, along with, Tim Soaring Wolf, of course. But
yes,
we are part of that. We're a piece of that. People getting in touch deeper.
I'm dying to hear from him. He was saying how we actually are entering the age of Aquarius on December 21st. And I want to hear more about that because I'm excited. I want to know what that means, because we've had a lot of exciting new things.
Yeah.
And new elections, and there's a lot of things happening. Hi, Lauren.
Yep. A lot of things happening. Definitely, people, tell us your sun, moon, and rising. If you know it, you can drop that in the comments. We'd like to see. But yeah, absolutely. I think, there's the winds of change.
Yes.
The winds of change. Yeah, that Tower card. Ooh, Delali.
So, should I pick a card?
Yeah, please. Yes, please. Let's see what the focus is for this month.
So this is a great focus for everyone today. It's super positive because it talks about your creativity, your growth. You are going to expand. Oh, can you see it? It is the 3 of Cups.
Party time.
Party time. It is time to celebrate. Let us look at our friendships a little more closely. Sisterhood. This is time for me, I think this is a great time to look at yourself. If you're in here, who are the women who meant something to you in your life? It's time to continue creative collaborations. So it's something that I know you love, Sandra. It's about working together with others to collaborate, to have partnership. This is when your friends and your family will be here to really lift you up, to support you, to openly express love. Not just to love someone and keep it to yourself. It's one thing to love someone, but you need action that goes behind that. So, it is time for you to come. It's about camaraderie. When I love the 3s in suits, the number 3, is very Saturnal, and it is a wonderful time to even reflect, maybe look at yourself. Have you been a support to others? Have you been putting in that extra work that your friends need? It is a time of reflection, but in a happy way. Look at all the good things that you have manifested with the people around you. This is about being connected and focusing on what's fun. And, maybe you need to start engaging in some really joyful activities, like things that simply just give you pleasure. And I understand we have the restraints of COVID, but it is time to play and to bring that spirit, that spirit of joy with you everywhere you go. This is when, if you need support from somebody, they're going to be there. And if you can't gather together in person, be creative, gather in different ways, and still nurture those relationships that matter to you. Joint activities online, taking cooking classes on Zoom can really bring your sense of sisterhood or brotherhood together, and you can feel like you're a part of a bigger picture. Getting together is an inspiration, and find your way.
Absolutely.
Networking and mingle.
So one of my favorite new t-shirts is this t-shirt that I have that says, "The badass woman in me honors the badass woman in you."
Yes.
I see that Three of Cups, and I see those women collaborating. I realized, that I believe is part of the reason why for so long our society has encouraged women to compete with each other. They're scared shitless that we're going to combine forces. It frightens them because they realize how powerful we truly are. And when we unite, we make shit happen.
Yes, we do.
It scares them to death. So they want us to compete with each other, and they want us to, to be jealous of each other. But the fact is that, there is room in the sky for all of the stars to shine. It doesn't have to be any one person, standing out in the crowd. We all have that something, that makes us special. We all have that something to contribute. And the Three of Cups reminds us that, we can come together. And when we do, it's so powerful.
Damn straight it is.
We make things happen. So that's one of the reasons why, I'm hugely supportive of solitary practice, but group practice it's healing. It can be healing. It can be very comforting, to be in sacred space with others of like mind, working together on a combined collaborative purpose. There is just something about that is so beautiful and so powerful. And the word sisterhood means so many things.
Yes. Yes.
Some very specific things to certain people, but also, just the sisterhood of your closest friends, your ride or die friends,
the people you call no matter what, and you just ramble about your insanity. I applaud you. I applaud all my friends who have been on the other end of just listening to my beautiful madness, someone called me at once, where I'm just in a space and they can take it away from me. And working together as a group, the best part of that is you learn so much about yourself when you work with others. And, it's great to be able to make mistakes and have people join in the celebration of your own development as a witch or as a priestess. I have to say that without my people around me, I don't know what I would be or who would I be. Yeah. I mean, I am humbled by the fact that people trust us with their faith. with their connection to a higher being. They literally plop it in our hands. So yes, that is part of that sisterhood, that's brotherhood, and una familia, family first. It's that magical family that you have.
Yes. Very lucky and feeling very blessed that, you know, I have such good friends and a strong coven and, you know, and good allies and neighbors. You know, we've started really seeing a lot of collaboration, even here in Salem, where it can be very difficult. There are so many personalities, and there are, you know, a lot of opportunities for drama to unfold. It's great to see that there are some people who actually get it, that it's better to collaborate. It's better to, you know, a rising tide lifts all boats. It's better to, you know, for all of us to rise together, because we will all fall together if we start battling and constantly, you know, making it a difficult environment. You know, that's when things will start to go downhill. So the idea is here in Salem for all of us to work together to form a better community. We don't all have to love each other. We don't all have to love each other. We don't all have to join around the hands and sing kumbaya. You know, we're not all going to be everybody's best friend, and that's okay. But there's something to be said for diplomacy. There's something to be said for the ability to cooperate and collaborate, so that it's better for everyone. You know, it's amazing what you can do when you're, you know, not busy, you know, handling every third drama that comes up. You know, it's just it's much better for everybody. And, you know, in other cities like New Orleans, taking New Orleans as an example, you know, all of the store owners and the people in the community, you know, they don't usually have the same level of drama that we have here in Salem. And I think that's part of the reason is because they have genuine problems down there. They have genuine drama. They you know, lived through Katrina. They, you know, they had some serious battles, serious things to overcome. And I think once you've faced stuff like that, then it's harder to get all worked up over, you know, over the petty stuff. So I feel like maybe this pandemic is going to hopefully have people be a little more kind and compassionate to their neighbors, in the storefronts, as well as, you know, just in the city in general, I'm hoping. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, we're coming into, overall in the country, a very serious peak of, you know, of the pandemic. So, you know, we've got to acknowledge and realize how dependent on each other we truly are, and how much our fate rests in the hands of others, you know. And so maybe we'll learn, and maybe we'll be able to work better together. I wouldn't wish this situation on anybody, but if we've got to go through this, let's learn something useful that helps us from here on out, right?
Right. Let's grow from this.
Exactly.
Let's grow. There has to be something that comes out of this that changes us for the better.
I'd love to think so.
We were sick, and maybe we'll get well.
Yeah. Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah.
Seriously. Big time, big time.
Compassion. It's
So
a word that many don't know, but many use. What is it to be compassionate? What is it to say, to put your feet in someone else's shoes and say, maybe they're having a bad day.
Right? Yeah.
Maybe they don't want to talk about their bad day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, thank you, Lori. I appreciate it. Right?
Lori, yes.
So, Lou, out of curiosity, do we have
Our dear.
Tim? Do we have Tim to step in and
There he is.
Welcome, Tim.
As I listen, speak brilliance.
Hello, how are y'all doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. Well, tomorrow's Friday the 13th, and Mars is going direct finally after 2 months. So that is a good thing in regards to our physical energies, and our energy levels should now increase, which is probably going to help a lot of people that are sick right now as well. Physical energies have been kind of low the past 2 months. So, but 2020 is still not done with us. We do have today, as a matter of fact, Jupiter conjunct Pluto. This is the third time. So it's interesting. We're talking about digging deeper, going within, facing those fears. That's all that Pluto energy rising to the surface, and Jupiter magnifying it, because Jupiter wants us to grow from this. And also this is a good time to be looking at our finances as well. Pluto and Jupiter both affect money and wealth. But this upcoming week, I feel like things should be shifting. We've got a new moon on Sunday in Scorpio, so great time to let the old go, the past go, and start new. We've got this whole week as well, Mercury opposite Uranus, which is going to be a lot of mental energy. You should see things start to speed up, but also pay attention to some unusual insights. There can be some extreme restlessness this upcoming week, medical breakthroughs. I don't know if you all heard, I just read an article about a 14-year-old girl in Texas through a science project found a possible cure for COVID with the binding of a protein to a certain something. I don't know all the details. I'm not a scientist, but those kinds of medical breakthroughs will be happening soon as well. And also with the youth. I feel like the youth in this generation is going to really have a lot of breakthroughs as they get older. You were talking about the age of Aquarius, Leanne, and that is coming up December 21st. So basically, y'all remember the hype back in 2012, 2012, and they even made a movie about it, that the world was going to end. The Mayan calendar predicted that was the end of the world. However, a lot of people are saying that there was a discrepancy when we switched calendars from the Ethiopian to the Gregorian calendar. There was 8 years that were unaccounted for. So therefore, 2012, the end of the Mayan calendar, was actually supposed to be 2020, and to December 21st to be exact. And that makes a lot more sense, because on that day, December 21st, there's a grand conjunction in Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius. And also, we're starting a brand new 200-year cycle in air signs and grand conjunctions. The last time we had this energy in the air was like the 1500s. And there was a lot of things that happened in that time. There was the transatlantic slave trade. There was the navigation by the stars, discovering the Americas. And so we're going to have that energy of exploration. I think it's going to be involving space. We're already talking about space travel a lot. I'm seeing a lot more conversations about time travel and aliens. I mean, the government came out this year talking about the proof of aliens and UFOs. So yeah, the age of Aquarius is not the end of the world. It's going to be the end of an age, though, which is about a 2,000-year period. And then we will start another 2,000-year age. So the age of Pisces is ending. Age of Pisces started around the time when Jesus was born, and that's when the element of fire, which was holy, used in burnt offerings, switched to water being the holy element. That's when they started doing water baptisms for the first time. Jesus called his disciples fishers of men. The biggest religion, Christianity, their symbol was a fish. And so this whole age of Pisces, we've seen a lot of creativity, the most creative artists. And now going into Aquarius, Aquarius is about technology, about youth, invention. This is why we're going to see a huge boost in all of those areas. Medical breakthroughs. I do predict that they will legalize marijuana as well. That's going to be part of a lot of these Aquarian principles. But I'm sorry to ramble on, but Aquarius is also known as the revolutionary and the rebel of the zodiac. So this is why I also predicted there could be some uprisings still, some riots still to come, and that sort of thing. The end of this month, we have the eclipse season for the last eclipse season for this year, starting November 30th to December 14th. And this is along the same axis that was back in May, the eclipse season back in May and June, which was the worldwide riots of the Black Lives Matter. This is when George Floyd was killed. And so we're going to be revisiting that same energy. And then, of course, that time where those riots happened, Saturn was also dipped into Aquarius just for about 3 months. So it gave us a little preview of what Saturn in Aquarius is going to be like. And the last time Saturn was in Aquarius was in 1991. That was around the time of the Rodney King riots, where they also burned down LA. And so I predicted some revolutionary energy coming up. That's why I thought that possibly Trump would win, only because I thought, well, what could cause a revolution in this country? What could cause a civil war? And I thought it would be that. But I'm happy that it's not happened that way. But I still makes sense why Trump is fighting so hard to not give up the office. And I believe that will lead to some things. December 14th, the solar eclipse in Sagittarius falls right on the exact point of Trump's moon in Sagittarius. He was also born during the full moon eclipse. And it's an omen, a lot of astrologers say, that is a downfall of a leader. Ironically, that's also the day the Electoral College will be making their final vote to predict who will be the president. So it's in the stars. We'll see what will happen. But yes, we are approaching that eclipse season, November 30th to December 13th. So keep all of that in mind.
Thank you.
So just what's going on, huh?
Yeah. Wow.
There's still a lot. Yes, absolutely. But I love talking about the age of Aquarius. I mean, people have been talking about it since the 60s. There's a song about it. I mean, and Aquarius is all about the people, about lifting up humankind. What you said, Sandra, about we all rise with the tide. That is a very Aquarian viewpoint, because Aquarius loves to help everybody, not just the one person. Wow. So these major planets in the Capricorn, cardinal signs have had it pretty rough, and you all can attest to that for the past couple of years. But now we are shifting to fixed signs, Aquarius, the age of Aquarius. So now you guys are coming to the end of these past 3 years, challenging cardinal signs, Capricorn, Aries, Libra, Cancer. And we're going to be going into the fixed signs now, where the fixed signs are going to be called upon to for action. Aquarius, specifically around your career. So like this new moon on Sunday, the 3 signs that will be affecting the most, Scorpio, because it will be a new moon in your sign, new beginnings for Scorpio. Your opposite sign, Taurus. So if you've got Taurus in your chart, this is a great new moon for you. And then also Aquarius. And if you have Aquarius in your chart, specifically around the career sector of your life, put it out and to the universe this Sunday, what you want to see from your career. If you're an Aquarius, Scorpio, all about self, and Taurus, what you want to get out of your partnerships and relationships. So if you have that in your chart. So how have you all been doing with all of these transits?
Woo! It's a lot. And I'm realizing right now that the way that I'm sitting right now, Leanne and I look like the little angel and the little devil on your shoulder.
I look like I have a halo glowing.
And I look like I have horns. And I'm
the horns.
in a red room.
I just noticed your chair, the little horns.
I was like, I leaned forward, and then I went, oh, wow, okay, maybe I'll lean back.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That is, I just noticed that. That is so funny.
That's funny. But yeah, this has been a time of deep evaluation of life choices.
Yes.
Yep. So it's definitely been and looking at friendships and looking at relationships and challenging, I think a lot of people, the election and what's happening with the pandemic and all kinds of things are really points of division for people. So I think there's been quite a bit of shakeup where that's concerned. And I think we're realizing, who are the people that we can count on and who we cannot count on. And that can be challenging,
yes, and
definitely.
Aquarius is all about bringing things to light. So I feel like a lot of things are coming out this year and coming to light in all areas. But yes, it's amazing that, as I was thinking about Aquarius, and it deals with technology and working from home, self-employment, being independent. It's interesting how the pandemic has kind of forced us all into those areas of Aquarius, of dealing with technology, now doing Zoom calls for everything. My son is being homeschooled electronically, which was not available when I was in school,
Right.
So it's just so interesting how the universe, knows when to put things in place when we need to get back to where we need to go. And I do believe some amazing things are in store for us this upcoming year, but the only thing my concern is that revolutionary Civil War energy that will be kind of in the air also as we approach the first Pluto return for the United States. Pluto takes 248 years to go around the sun. So this will be the very first time, because Pluto was only discovered in 1930, that our country has gone through this. And 248 years ago, we were fighting against the British for freedom in the revolution. So we'll see how that plays out in the next couple of years as well.
Yeah.
But lots of things coming to the surface, as you mentioned, and I think even more so as we approach this eclipse, the end of the month. The lunar eclipse is all about a peek behind the veil of knowledge, omens of things to come, not just for the next month, but the next 6 months. So definitely a huge time of illumination and things coming to the surface that may have been hidden. That's kind of the eclipse energy that will be approaching the end of the month.
I don't know if this is related to that, but I've really seen people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I really can see
Really
people.
they are.
I know who's there. People have considerably stepped up in my life or have politely stepped out, and I can let people in and go with, I no longer feel like I am emotionally tied to that Cancerian, I got to hold on. I have to hold on to this moment forever, or to this person. It's really opened my eyes of what's good for me and what is bad for me, what I need to remove and what I need to keep and what I need to cherish. It's
absolutely.
And that's funny that you say it's been 3 years tough for us cardinal signs, because I would say it's been a 3-year process of transformation and growth. And I don't think I'm done with growing or learning. I think I'm more able to say, this is who I am and I'm okay with it. And I really have to say it's a new realization of what I'm interested in. It's about, I don't know who out there, have you ever just delved into things or just wanted to do things just to impress everyone around you? So you have a book in this and you have a book in this and you're in this and this and this. I'm okay with what I like and letting what I like and what I enjoy doing growing. It was a very moment for myself.
Yes, I think there's been a lot of enlightenment this year of people. The people are tuned in, and if people are paying attention, there can definitely be a huge amount of enlightenment. I have a couple placements in Cancer myself, so I completely understand what you're saying, Leanne. And for me, it was definitely about where I spent my energies, choosing my battles wisely. But Cancer is also connected to the past, to the Divine Mother, and to our ancestors. So this is the first year I finally did my ancestor altar around the Dia de los Muertos, November 2nd. So I have just really have loved the connection, finally having a space and a place to honor them and stuff. So so connecting with your ancestors for cancers is huge this year as well. If you cancers out there are paying attention, they're all around us all the time, every step of the way, guiding us, supporting us as well.
Yeah, Freya said it's like shedding skin, and I absolutely agree. It's like shedding skin and then realizing, taking a look at the new skin that you're in and saying, yeah, I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm revealing more of who I truly am. And, this is good for me. You mentioned people, stepping up in your life and some people stepping out, quote unquote, politely stepping out. I wish I could say the same. I think I had more people impolitely stepping out during this cycle,
Yes.
and people failing to step up. And so, I had to process through, quite a bit of this is always a thing with me, and it has been since I was a kid. I don't like having to rely on others. I don't like needing to ask anybody for help. So I feel like when I rely on somebody and they don't follow through, or they flake or whatever, it reinforces that belief that stems way back into my childhood that you can't rely on anyone. You can't really truly trust anyone to have your back. You can't, if you want something done, do it yourself. And I'm not in a position right now where I could possibly do everything I'm tasked with myself. There's no physical way for me to be all and do all in the empire that I am in right now. I absolutely rely on dozens of other people to make everything work and to bring everything forward into this world that we're tasked with. And I do take it very seriously what we are here to do. I take our service very seriously. We maintain 2 working altars here in the city that are available to the public by simply them stepping into the space. We, are portals, to the spirit, to the world of spirit. We're not just retail establishments here. We actually function in some ways like temples or churches do for other faiths. And, there's a calling that you either feel or don't, and you either step up into that or you don't. And it's been a challenging year for people to get past the fears, of trying to continue to serve the public. And many people have closed themselves off in a lot of ways from the public right now. And it's tempting. It's really tempting. Go be that hermit up on the mountain, just shine a lantern down and hope somebody sees it, but that's it. It's been a challenge for covens to continue to come together and practice together. We've had to augment ritual in many different ways. I love that you pulled a card that shows 3 women hoisting 3 chalices. Our coven has had to, go from passing 1 chalice around to everyone has a chalice. It is definitely an adjustment period. And as a general rule, we're not, humans as a general rule, we're not hugely big on change, unless it's like change we want, like I want a new blah, blah, then we're okay with it. But ultimately, like when the change is not purely our own design and decision, then we get uncomfortable pretty quickly. And it's been nonstop change this year. It's been one thing after another. And it's been very much not our usual, this is not our usual anything, really. This is not our usual social structure. It's not our usual work life. It's not our usual home life. We've got people whose children can't return to school. We've got people who can't return to their offices. We've got people working from home, in the home with the kids. We've got, husbands and wives that are in each other's faces every single day. We've got friends that can't get together anymore. We've got, there's all kinds of stuff shaking up the social structure. And as an extrovert, it's extremely challenging, because I love to be with my friends, and I love to be with people, and I love to be, able to either perform with my band or do some of the big public events that we do. That's something I'm fulfilled by. And so to have all of that need to be either eliminated or restructured, postponed, or otherwise changed has been really a struggle. So there's a lot to unpack here. But one of the things that I wanted us to talk about is, the magic of do, which is to get shit done. And there's a way to approach even these challenging times. And there are some things that witches do when they're looking to manifest the things that they want, even when they're faced with just like so many hurdles to jump, so many obstacles to bust through, so many boxes that people would like to put you in that you need to break out of.
Yes. Break out of that box.
That's right. Yeah. So how do we each take our magic, how do we each work our magic to, when we're faced with these challenges and we're faced with these difficulties, what is our go-to? What's our go-to? I would like to talk to you first, before anybody else steps up. I would like to talk to you about stones, because I work with stones. One of the things I do, whenever I have something I'm working towards, whenever I have something that I'm trying to fix, I go to my stones. And inspired by the planetary magic that is, it's kind of an undercurrent in my tradition. It has become a part of the brand, I would say, of Pentagram. And of course, planets are your thing, Tim. So I thought that what I would do is take us on a tour through the 700 planets and the most badass stones to use to be breaking down barriers, to be manifesting the things that you want. So I want to start with my favorite for the sun. Mm-hmm. My favorite for the sun is citrine. Citrine is so powerful for you to get in touch with your motivation. And in order to do anything, and in order to just power through, you've got to get in touch with your motivation. What is it that drives you? And citrine does that for you. It also unlocks creativity. So if you're stuck in a rut and you don't know how to move forward, citrine helps unlock that creativity. It's beautiful for writers. It's beautiful for artists of all kinds, unlocking that creativity, but also creative problem solving in general. You don't need to be an artist to tap into this. Self-expression for everybody. The idea of letting your true self come out, your self-expression. Citrine supports that. It's also called the merchant's stone. And we all know that, money does make the world go round in many ways. So to draw more prosperity and to realize your prosperity and to feel that prosperous nature, so you're not operating out of fear and you're operating from a place of strength, citrine. That's my solar stone of choice. For the moon, I'm going to go with amethyst. Expanding the higher mind, preventing overindulgences. This is a big thing when we're making major changes, right? Strengthening your willpower to defeat your bad habits. Sometimes you got to just get out of your own way. Sometimes the stuff that you want to get to, you're your own worst enemy. So breaking those bad habits and helping to work on those good habits that draw you closer to your goals, that's amethyst's job. It's been its job for centuries. It's an intuition powerhouse. So getting in touch with that gut feeling that's going to help you make better decisions, amethyst all the way. For Mercury, I got to go with fluorite. It's such a beautiful laser focus. I used to wear a fluorite when I went target shooting because it would help me focus. It protects the intellect, helps strengthen and protect the intellect, calms the emotional side. Sometimes we make rash decisions. Sometimes we make decisions that are really fueled by pain and anger and fear. And those are not the best decisions to make. So mercury, we're going with fluorite for calming the emotions. Opens up communication. Communication, saying what you really mean, gets you further than you think. Opening yourself up, I realize vulnerability can be scary. Just trust me on this. Get it out in the open. Whatever it is, get it out in the open. Focus. Help support study and learning. So maybe where you're headed, you actually need to dig a little deeper, learn a little more. Maybe you need to go back into a learning phase. This is going to help you with that. It encourages positivity. So if you can get down in the dumps and feeling really bummed out and stuck, fluorite's going to help you with that too. Clear thinking, clearer decision making. This is going to help you move forward closer to those goals. For Venus, man, there are so many good choices for Venus, but I got to go with ruby zoisite on this one. Transformation and manifestation support. So when you're making changes and you're making stuff happen, this is your stone. Self-confidence booster. Absolutely. You're not going to be able to do this and make these changes without really, truly believing in yourself. And appreciation for your true talents. Being able to look at yourself and realize, yeah, I am good at that. I should try that. I should get out there and try that. Determination, anxiety relief. Okay, so when you're going to make these changes and you're pushing forward through challenges, the last thing you want troubling you is your anxiety. So this is going to help with that too. Emotional understanding, really gaining an understanding of the way that you feel. Why do you feel that way? And why do others feel the way that they are expressing? Compassion for self and compassion for others, but really compassion for self. And growth, support for that growth cycle, and easing grief and mourning for people that have had and suffered great losses this year. This stone is going to help with that too. So this is definitely the hero for Venus. When it comes to Mars, I think y'all know what I'm going to say. If you know me, you know what I'm going to say. It's got to be hematite. It's got to be hematite. Root chakra perfection right here. Strength, balance, the gold medal in grounding, this stone, okay? The gold medal in grounding. If you cannot ground, hematite. I don't care who you are, hematite. Enhances mental acuity as well. Helps you with organization. A lot of people would be way further in life if they were more organized. Hematite will help you with organization. Helps you perceive and analyze opportunities accurately and take action on them. So everything you could want from a root chakra stone, all wrapped up in one, hematite. Absolutely. That is my choice for Mars. Now for Jupiter, you might get a hint if you're looking at like some of the things that I'm wearing. I got to go with lapis on this one. Lapis is going to take the lead on the Jupiter. Third eye open wide, folks. Third eye open wide. Luck and good fortune magnet. Bring it on. Gain wisdom and insight from dreams as well as past lives. Sign me up. I want all the learning I can get from all the intuition I've got. So yeah, give me that. Inspiration, magnification. Sometimes we're just not inspired. We just don't feel it. We're not feeling it. Lapis will help you feel inspired. It'll open up that inspiration for you. Don't tell me you can't meditate until you've tried to meditate with a lapis in each hand. I don't even want to hear from you on that. If you haven't meditated with a lapis in each hand, then don't tell me, no, I can't meditate. I can't meditate. Don't even say that until you work with lapis. This will help you meditate. Meditation will help you. It'll reduce your stress. It'll keep you focused. It'll remind you of why you're making the changes you're making. It will carry you through your day. You will start your day better if you start it with even 5 minutes of meditation. Don't tell me you don't have time. Just sit on the edge of the bed before you stand up and just think about what it is that you're working on. What are your goals? That's all you have to do. Just give it that moment. Just give it that moment before you start your day. I promise you, you're going to have a better day because of it. And then finally, Saturn, a powerhouse of Saturn, like heavy hitter stuff. Saturn, it's going to be Shungite. It's going to be Shungite. You want to see something light up all 7 chakras simultaneously? Shungite. Eliminate the toxins from the body, the boardroom, and the bedroom. Shungite. Cleansing, clearing, blasting out the bullshit of your life. Shungite. EMF shield. Shungite. All around roto-rooter of your life. Shungite. So those are my choices for the 7 sacred planets. Get those 7 stones working for you. Carry them, set them up, set up a little, set up a stone and crystal space for yourself to meditate in. Keep it on your bedside if you want. Put it in a special place in your house that you can go to and light a candle. Whatever you choose to do, work with these stones, work with these 7 stones, and they will help you get shit done. You will see change happen. You will get closer to your goals. They will help you. They will support you. Boom.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Love my crystals, and I always pair them with my candles. You can find my candles, and right next to them, a crystal laying right next to it. You ended with Saturn. I'll begin with Saturn. You got crap in your life you want to get rid of. You feel like you need to banish some evil, or you need some protection, or if you just want to communicate with the dark mothers that can help open up your mediumship, you want to talk to the dead, a black candle on a Saturday will get you there. After that, if you're sitting there and you really want to focus on your creativity, your strength, your career, if you want to be heard, if you want to feel like a king or a queen for the day, you need a Jupiter blue candle, and you're going to light that on a Thursday, and you're going to feel the power grow in you. You will have confidence. You will feel honor. You will feel that peace, and you will understand wisdom more. Next day. So you want your intellect, you want to listen better, you want to write, you want to grow, you're going to get an orange candle for Mercury. It's going to help you with your intellect. It could even help you with court cases. It can help you master your mind and your ability to reach out and to communicate to others. Burn that on a Wednesday. Mm-hmm. So now we're at one of my favorite days, and I think that Tuesday gets a bad rap. I think Mars gets a bad rap. But Mars, light a red candle and you're gonna get strength, you're gonna get health, you're gonna get lust and passion. It puts the oomph in your love life. Are you kidding me? I burn my pink for love, but hey, what's love without a little hanky panky, people? I'm like, what day of the week am I on? And on Monday, you can use a light purple candle or a silver candle to connect with your intellect, but not just that, your psychic ability and your intuition, and pull out that divine feminine yourself. Doesn't matter if you're a woman or if you're a man. You know what? You should get in touch with the mother. Burn a silver candle. And on Sunday, Apollo, day of the sun, light a bright gold or yellow candle, and abundance will be yours. Stuff will just grow like the sun, and you're going to feel fabulous. I love it. This is all, and I pair everything off with crystals.
I think you skipped Friday.
Oh my goodness, that's such bad luck. I forgot Friday, and I forgot a beautiful green candle for Venus. When you want abundance and luxury in your life, when you want to learn to love yourself a little bit more. Yeah. You're starting a weight loss journey. You need a little extra confidence because you need to love you. Get yourself a green candle and write your name on it and love yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Get a whole rainbow of candles. Get a red, get a blue, get a green, and just worship the divine you.
Yeah.
Bing.
I forgot to put on Do Not Disturb, and it was like, ding on the truth.
Ding on the truth.
Yeah.
Listen,
Absolutely.
that's what these planets are here for. They have given us blessings as we pass through them. We can talk to them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've been doing planetary magic since the way back days, right? Because like I learned the table of correspondences, you know, I was 18 years old, I think, when I learned the table of correspondences. So I've been working the planetary magic for a really long time. And so that's one of the reasons why it makes sense for me to be Alexandrian, I suppose. But yeah, I love enlisting the assistance of the heavenly bodies, right?
Yes.
I love working with those great forces and being able to pay attention. It's one of the reasons why I enjoy astrology, right? I mean, if you enjoy astrology, then it stands to reason that you understand that the movement of the planets has an effect here. Anybody that denies that needs only watch the tide roll in and out, you know, and realize that it's pulled by movement. Yeah. So it's like, yeah. And so forces, you know, and how, what percentage are we water? 90 some odd, right? So obviously we are, you know, we feel the motions, whether we acknowledge that or not, you know, whether we decide that we're going to pay attention to it or not, it exists. So I like everything working, you know, I want every single, you know, tool in the toolbox that I could possibly use to move my magic forward. I'm going to bring it to bear. And so, you know, that's one of the reasons why it's so important to understand planetary magic, because you can be quite effective. Yes, you can light a white candle for any purpose. Absolutely. You can anoint a white candle and you can let that white candle pretty much stand in, you know, for anything, right? You can just say, well, I'm going to charge this candle. I'm going to anoint this candle. I'm going to inscribe this candle. This candle is going to be for this purpose. Yes, you can do that. You can take a quartz crystal and charge it for any purpose. Same thing. You can take a quartz crystal and you can say, I charge this crystal to do this. You know, you can give it that job. But there's also a whole, you know, language, I guess, of stones, colors. Why are certain stones used? You know, why are they associated with certain planets? Why are they used? Why are certain candle colors associated with certain things? Because of the table of correspondences, because of the teachings that have been handed down, you know, for hundreds of years.
Everything has it. Food, places, locations, and you have herbs, and we have that correspondence does not just stop at candles and magical oils. Everything has that. Currently, I am doing a deep study for myself, doing a planet a week in which I will begin the day with a meditation, end the day with a meditation and a small ritual. I'm at the beginning. I'm starting with the furthest planet. I'm starting with Saturn and then returning back to Saturn. And right now, what I'm doing is I'm looking at me and how the world sees me and how my ego at times hurt me, and then I'll go back down to earth, and I'll head all the way down. So I'm working with the Kabbalah too. So, yay! Wish me luck.
I love it. I've been journeying through the chakras, through lockdown and, you know, various stages of of our quarantine and our curfew at this point. And so I've been focusing each month on a different chakra, which also, of course, dovetails in with everything that we're talking about the tree of life and everything. So it's all connected. All connected. So I love that, you know, like I've said before, I wouldn't wish what has happened to us to happen. I really wouldn't. But if we've got to make some lemonade, let's make some damn fine lemonade. And what I've been doing is, delving much, much deeper into specific subjects in spirituality and being able to focus, for an extended period of time on something to really get a deep grasp of it. So it's been fascinating.
Well, just to add on to your magic of dew, this is a great time because Mars is shifting directions tomorrow, and Mars is the planet of action. And so this is all about putting into action. Of course, we've got the new moon on Sunday, but like I said, it's all connected. I love how the chakras, the colors of the candles, the days of the week, all of that, how it all just connects and comes together. But astrology can be very in-depth, but starting with the moon, the cycles of the moon is a great place to start. Starting like the new moon on Sunday is all about new beginnings, letting go of the old, and taking Epsom salt bath, they say, during a new moon. And a full moon has an impact on the body. For new moons, it's all about detoxing when you take a salt bath. And then during the new moon, your body is able to absorb the healing energies. So it's interesting how the different phases of the moon affect us, like you mentioned, Sandra. And that's where I actually started, was just following the phase of the moon. And I actually do my gardening now by the phasing of the moon. So I plant when the moon's in a water sign or an earth sign. I also water my plants. When the moon is in the air sign, I don't water because it's about breathing and getting that air. And then fire signs, the same thing. You don't want to water, but it's a great time for weeding. Fire is death and rebirth, so getting rid of the pests, getting rid of the bugs. So it's interesting how you can even apply that. A lot of farmers apply the cycles of the moon to their gardening. And even today, I actually know there's a couple wineries that even do that. One in particular called Santos Brujos is a really cool wine. It's Santo in Spanish is saint, and Brujo in Spanish is a witch, so a holy witch basically. And they actually make their wine by putting crystals into the soil, and they also plant by the cycles of the moon, and that's why they come up with that name. So that's my new favorite wine as well.
Fantastic. Well, I'm looking at the time.
Yeah.
We've just, blown through the last hour.
Yeah, we did. I looked and I'm like, oh, wow, that was gone quickly.
Yep. Well, you know us when we get going, but
yeah.
I want to thank everybody for spending time with us today. And remember
Thank you.
that people can always watch the playback. So if they missed it, they can always tune in whenever it's convenient for them. All the videos are on the Psychic Tease page on Facebook. So please feel free to go back and watch whatever. Keep in mind, last month we had Miss Laurie Cabot on with us, which we do every October, which is a fantastic tradition. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens from here in this beautiful age of Aquarius. I'm really looking forward to it. I love the Aquarian energy. My husband happens to be an Aquarius. So
my wife as well.
Yeah. So this should be good times. Good times. So
There.
Peering the future with hopeful eyes right now.
Yes. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yes.
Be well. Enjoy one another.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Safe.
Be kind and be kind.
Enjoy one another
safely, and also be kind and don't be an asshole.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that too. Wear the mask.